Reverie Regression Masterclass. Welcome to the Reverie Learning Class, Introduction to Reverie and the course curricula. The engram, Introduction to the engram, instincts, positive engrams, do's and don'ts. Instead of day 1, day 2, day 3, in this video we're going to cover the first 2 days. We're going to use an illustration. There was a zebra that was eating grass in the plains, and she finds oranges, and around the oranges, bugs. Those are beetles. And she was just enjoying the delicious oranges and seeing the beetles, and suddenly she got attacked by a lion. She was having in her mouth the smell and the flavor of oranges, and in her sight she was able to see beetles while she was attacked by a lion, a predator. She almost died, however, she was able to escape. She got a wound and an engram. So, what is an engram? We're going to explain with this illustration what is an engram in a brief way. The engram remained while the physical wound, healed. And the engram is the association the zebra will make with oranges, beetles, and the attack from a predator. So from the rest of her life, she will run away from oranges and beetles. She might eat oranges, she might see beetles, nothing happened, but if she sees both together, something will tell her that there is something terribly wrong, and she will re-experience the attack from a lion. So the presence of oranges and beetles will re-stimulate the engram, and that will put her in a mode of survival, irrational survival mode. The mind of the zebra now had bad sectors. That's the engram. Imagine that the brain of the zebra is like a hard drive in a computer with registry errors. So those engrams cause effects similar to a hard drive error or a registry error. So how is that treated? How could we find a solution to those engrams that cause pain and irrational behavior? Can humans have the same type of engrams after receiving an attack, after passing through a traumatic experience? Perhaps yes. Imagine that our brain is like the memory of a computer hard drive, the same as a zebra. The solution might be scan disk. Bad sectors and registry errors lead to low performance, and it leads to our mind to not run correctly. So the scan disk or registry cleanup can fix the hard drive errors in a computer hard drive. And in humans, there's something very similar. It's called reverie or a daydream that could help as a scan disk or registry cleanup in our mind. So we're gonna ahead and ask these questions. Have you had a daydream? Do you know what is a daydream? Do you generally feel better after a daydream? Daydream is a reverie. What is reverie? The state of being pleasantly lost in one's thoughts. A daydream. Like when you're in love, you're thinking about that significant one, and you're making dreams about your life in the future and things like that. That is pleasant. There's other kind of daydreams that you can experience, but at some point it's like in a scan disk. It's going to the past, going to the future, going somewhere else while you're still awake, and that's pleasant, and it's like a scan of your own mind. So reverie, a daydream, dreaming awake. Dreaming awake comes from our third eye. When we don't see things with our eyes, but we can see them with our mind, we're using our third eye. That's the pineal gland and the optic nerve, creating those images in our brain, in our mind. So, do you want to learn these reverie regression techniques and fix engrams that you might have, or help others to fix those engrams? This is a very good solution, a step-by-step meditation procedure. We're gonna go quick on this one. So essentially, number 1 is to look around you, perceive how you are the center of the universe. Number 2, close your eyes. Number 3, find best qualities, virtues, strengths of yourself. Think of what you need to improve and how you have lied to yourself, how you have committed self-sabotage. Think of that. The sixth, go to a moment of pain, fear, anger, or jealousy. Keep keep picking up just one at a time. Is it recommendable that you take notes of these steps so you can record your own voice in a cell phone or a device so you can replay the audio and follow your own voice? That will help a lot. Seventh, after you have to pick up that memory or pain or grief or any kind of uncontrolled emotion you don't want to feel or is struggling with, the step 7 is going to that memory associated to the emotion that you're struggling with. And we're using 11 dimensions. That's another topic, but we're going to resume it real quick. 3 dimensions of space, so you ask yourself, where am I? 1 of time, so you ask yourself, when am I, or when is this happening, or how old I am. And then 6 dimensions of your senses: touch, smell, vision, audition, equilibrium, taste, and 1 dimension of spiritual dimension, that is how you're feeling. So after evaluating these 11 dimensions in that memory, you re-experience the event and you can understand what really happened, understand if the engram really makes sense or if it's just a trauma that you can get rid of, and scan this in your brain. 8 is having a conversation with yourself and forgive yourself. Love yourself, congratulate yourself, reward yourself, gratificate yourself. Open your eyes, say thanks, and repeat the procedure next time you can. Okay, there is, once you have some more practice with this process, you can use the simplified meditation procedure for a reverie. Go to a place where there's nothing around you, nothing above you, nothing below you. There's no light, no darkness, just you. You are the universe. Number 2, go to that uncontrolled emotion. Find that emotion that you're struggling with. Number 3, do the reverie regression. Re-experience those memories associated to the emotion using the 11 dimensions that I explained before. Repeat the process the next day. So this is the simplified process. Again, you can take notes and adapt the procedure to your circumstances and record it in an audio so you can replay and follow your own voice. So there's a quiz. What are the 3 steps of the simplified reverie meditation procedure? Choose the best answer. Ready? C. Go to the state of nothingness. Find the uncontrolled emotion and associated memories. Re-experience the associated memories in a reverie. Number 2. Which of the following images best represent a reverie? Ready? B. Yeah, dreaming awake. What is an engram? Ready? C. Okay, we're going to the next topic. Instincts, positive engrams, unconscious timeline, fear, nothingness, guided reverie regressions, and then a quiz. Part 2. What is an engram? We saw the example of the zebra. The zebra got an engram after experiencing a traumatic event that led her to associate oranges with beetles with a lion, while even if there is no lion, she will just run away of the combination of oranges and beetles. She will run away for the rest of her life from those factors. Now we can compare this illustration to a human expression. Let's say this woman is asked, why do you say you cannot do that? I don't understand. You should be able to do that. She replies, it's because I know myself. When these situations happen, factors, I react in such ways. It's just who I am. I can't control it. It's is that really you? If you cannot control it, is that you? Or something else out of your hands? An engram, an uncontrolled emotion. Would it be good if these engrams can be reduced and reversed? Of course. Reverie. Again, Reverie might be the solution. We're going to see other examples of engrams. Engrams of reward, physical improvements, and instincts. So we're going to ask this question. Who taught birds how to build a nest? Where is that knowledge coming from? It's a talent, inherent talent. How come that happens? Imagine this illustration. A bird is in the cold weather, in the storm, in the snow. The bird flies finding refuge and finds bushes or a tree. Once the bird finds that tree or bushes, immediately is finding a reward, a comfort, a shelter. Less wind, less cold, and immediately associates the better conditions with the multiple branches and straws. That is a reward that associates snow and wind reduction with accumulation of straws and branches. So every time that there's a cold, you will find bushes or trees to find shelter. What if there's no so much branches? Perhaps the engram, the reward engram, will make the bird to make accumulations of straws so he can or she can create the conditions. Next time there's a storm, bird will start piling straws and little branches to create reward shelter. The reward engram gets printed as a proteinic information in its cells, and that bird can inherit that knowledge to their breeds, to the next generations. And after generation and after generation, the talent and the technique of building nests or accumulation of straws will increase, will enhance, will be streamlined and refined to what we have today. You see how complex and resistant are those nests? They're just splendid architects, splendid constructors. And that's because an engram that is inherited and improved as an instinct. Same happens also to monkeys and other animals that eat fruits. They can distinguish the different colors of the fruits and get the reward of more delicious fruits by selecting the color. That's why we humans can see colors, because we had to select the best fruit, like the monkeys. Most animals can't see colors. They don't see colors. On the other hand, we have other type of engrams that goes also as instincts that develops the predatory efficiency. Monkeys and many animals experience mutations with the engrams. Their physical qualities changed. Their DNA changed generation after generation, or maybe in the same individual who experienced the reward type of engram. We're going to go to the predatory aspect, asking this question: is it possible that a predator can associate a reward or pleasant experience with the suffering of another animal? I've seen cats playing with their prey. They play and make them suffer until they die. That happens. So do you think the predatory engrams and instincts are the source of evil? Do we humans have predatory instincts? What if our body is an animal and our mind is higher than that? This is another example between predatory instincts and analytical thinking of reward instincts. The engrams that create the instincts for predatory efficiency may lead to smart people who can be pleased by seeing others suffering On the other hand, if we have talent developed by reward type of engrams, we can have intelligence, analytical and conscious ways of doing things. So predatory instincts might definitely be this very source of evil. But we can fight our insights and fix what we have inside ourselves and fix those engrams with, again, reverie. How do we re-stimulate positive engrams? Do you want to learn that? Re-stimulation of engrams is about self-rewarding, the same way the bird was rewarding himself by accumulating straws and creating slowly, refining the technique of building a nest. Self-gratification could be a meditation, the reverie, a shower, a nap, a bite, granting anything pleasant to you quickly because it's time sensitive. It's at the same time you do something great, at the same time you have to do the reward. So your body is trained. It's not something with your mind, it's actually in your body. Your body has to receive the reward. Okay, when you help somebody, when you pay your bills on time, when you complete something, when you learn something new or teach something to somebody else, when you win over procrastination, anytime you think you deserve a gratification, do it immediately. It doesn't have to be expensive. Reward yourself. How often do you reward yourself? Do you remember the last time you rewarded yourself? Do you think you have to do it every day? More often? Yes. Don't forget about rewarding yourself. Do you think you need to start rewarding yourself more? Yeah, I think there's always the possibility. It's time sensitive. Meditation, shower, nap, bite, joke, self-hug, anything pleasant quickly. Create reward engrams that might positively alter your DNA. Reward yourself when you really deserve it. Find time for yourself too. That's the best thing sometimes. Find time and invest time in yourself. So engrams is, I'm gonna be very clear here. Engram is still a hypothetical theory. Why? Because the researches that have happened in the past are not shown to the public. I don't know the reason. Perhaps scientists who have researched and discovered something great about engrams, they have been silenced. That's awful, but that's the reality. In neuroscience, an engram is a physical protein in the brain cells, in the neural system in our body. That's the cause of DNA mutations in a greater point. In a positive way as well. It's a positive type of mutation. And you can see here some examples about control and fear, right? So when you control the engram is when you reward. Fear is a memory that is not controlled, an unconscious engram. There's two main types of engrams. Unconscious, like the zebra who received an engram of fear, that it was a traumatic engram, and the conscious engram is like on and off, unconscious, off, unconscious. Why is that? Imagine that you have a breaker in your house. I mean, everybody has a breaker in their houses. That's for protecting the internal devices in your house. So when there is a big charge in the grid, your brake goes off to protect the system. The same happened to our brain. When the brain is in a big trouble, in a traumatic experience, shuts down. And engrams are recorded as unconscious engrams, like the fear from the zebra. So those engrams that are unconscious, that we don't remember, are the cause of traumas, fear, grief, something in the past that we don't know, a lost memory, and causes anxiety, depression, and all kind of mental problems. But the solution is in a scan disk like the Reverie, like a registry cleanup. The conscious side are timelines, events in time that we remember. Those Conscious timelines are the experiences that help us develop our talent, our abilities, and that we know what happened. Oh, in that year I bought a house. That year I had got graduated. That year I found something. So we have a conscious memory of our timeline, our life. That is the conscious timeline. So the more reward you receive in your time, the greater the conscious engrams and rewards that you might have. Developing your talent and eventually could lead to altering positively your DNA. So conscious timeline and unconscious timeline. Trauma sphere, loss of memory, engrams in the unconscious side, and rewards talent in the conscious side. And this is also the upward spiral and downward spiral about type of emotions. There is all kind of engrams that we can develop. In the downward spiral are the unconscious engrams that we don't want, that we can't control. And in the conscious side, we have the positive engrams, those that you remember you can control, those that you want to feel, those that you want to create. So the example of the zebra, of the fear, and the example of the reward of the bird who develop a talent. So experiences create many kinds of engrams, and we can separate those engrams into conscious and unconscious. Conscious is the reward, the talent, and unconscious fear and survival. This is the way we can escalate in the spiritual pyramid. We can get rid of the engrams and the aberration, the carnalism, all kind of addictions, gain some greater happiness, gain talent to get to self-realization, reward yourself, and gain divine self-love, an attachment where you realize that you don't need anything else but yourself, and when you are so developed and so talented that you become supernatural. And then the nirvana is when you, it's a mystical theory, but is the point in which you stop aging and when you can just live forever, when we get rid of the corrupt body without dying. That's just a spiritual belief. We're going to do another quiz. How the illustration of the zebra and the bird result in types of engrams, respectively. Choose the best answer. Ready? A. Yeah. Zebra, survival and fear. Bird, reward and talent. Which of the following images best represent an example of creating a self-rewarding engram? Ready? D. Yeah. Reward yourself immediately. The reward is coming from the inside to the outside. You're gonna reward your body. Your body is the one that will receive the engram. What are the two major groups of engrams? Ready? Conscious and unconscious.
Welcome to the Mother Gaia guided meditation. In this ride, you will experience an energy of evolving life racing from the oceans to the soil, and an elevation to the air and the skies and space. We're going to start the guided meditation now. Please sit in a comfortable position with your back straight and your eyes closed. Become aware of your breathing. The inhalation and the exhalation. Slow, deep breaths. and go to a place where there's nothing above you. Nothing below you. There's nothing around you. There's no gravity. No forces influencing you. No intention. No light. No darkness. Just nothingness. You're going in deep relaxation, slowly falling down and dissolving. You are dissolving. And you can see energy waving. You are waving. Waving like water. You are water, the vessel of life. You are Gaia, the mother of all life. And you are bubbling, taking a jelly living form. Swimming in the waters. Exploring the ocean with your strong fins. It's a time to grow legs. And start walking at the bottom of the ocean. Leaning out to the surface. surface. And touching the dry soil for the first time. Vegetation is all around you. You're now galloping in the plains. Climbing in the mountains. And slowly growing wings. And suddenly learning to fly. Wind, clouds, the skies. Elevating and elevating. Your feathers in the cold and dark elevation. leaving the atmosphere and turning yourself to a thread of light to the stars and the infinite. To continue creating and seeding life. Come to the present now. Are you in the present? Open your eyes.